Welcome to Learn to Live with It Sports Talk, the sports opinionated show for the everyday sports fan by an everyday sports fan. And I'm your host, Steven Lerner. So, the New York Giants. Big Blue. The winless New York Football Giants. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What can I say? Oh, what can I say? So, let me start off with the New York Football Giants need to learn to live with it. Why? Because I don't think that organization knows what they're doing right now. Feels like they're following the footsteps of the damn New York Knicks. I've had faith in these New York Giants for a very long time. You know, they won the Super Bowl in 2007, 2011, beating the New England Patriots. But listen, they're a fun team to watch when Odell Beckham's on the field, but without Odell Beckham, it seems like that offense is struggling. They went on how many games in a row? Started with the end of last season. In the beginning of this season, they went 8 games without scoring 20 points in a game? 8 games in a row without scoring 20 points in a game. We got Odell Beckham Jr. How do we not score over 20 points? Yes, he was out for the first week. But come on, we have Eli Manning, 2-time Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP. We can't score more than 20 points? We can't win one damn game? One game? And was it week 3 or what? I think it was. I think week 2 or week 3. I don't even remember what week it was. We played the Philadelphia Eagles. I think it was week 3. And we had that game. And we were about to win that game. Of course, in the first 2 or 3 quarters, we couldn't score a damn point. But in the fourth quarter, we finally scored over 20 points. We had the lead. And they threw a 30-yard pass. End of game, they went for a 61-yard field goal. A rookie kicker. Nailed it. Giants 0-3. Week later, Tampa. We had the lead going into the last play of the game. Tampa got a 15-yard pass completed. Hit the game-winning field goal with no time left on the clock. 2 weeks in a row, we lose by a damn field goal kick with no time left on the clock. Seems like this New York Football Giants have no time left on the clock. Seems like it might be that Eli Manning might have no time left on the clock wearing the New York Giants uniform. I hope not. I want him to finish his career as a New York Giant. But you know what? It also seems like there might be no time left for Jerry Reese as our GM. But seems like there's, Jerry Reese has been around for several years, for a long time with the organization, being the general manager. He's done really well. He's made some big mistakes too. But maybe it's time to move on right now. You did a great job. You got 2 Super Bowl rings for this team. Maybe it's time for a new person in charge to lead this team, because we are struggling this year. This team. And I don't understand how the organization and the GM, Jerry Reese, did not learn from last season that we cannot run the ball. We have no offensive line protecting our quarterback, Eli Manning. And what do they do in the offseason? We signed Brandon Marshall to the wide receiver squad. That's fine. I don't mind that. We needed a second receiver since they got rid of Victor Cruz, which I kind of wish they didn't. Maybe Victor Cruz last season didn't do so well, but It was finally a season that he came back on from injury. He didn't get the ball passed to him as much, but it would have been nice to have him as continue as a third string receiver. Sterling Shepard coming into this year as a second year, he's a great receiver. I think he'll be a good receiver right next to Odell Beckham Jr. But we didn't really need a receiver. We could have kept with Victor Cruz, maybe, re-sign him to a much less of a deal than he had previously. But then they don't go after a running back in the offseason. Could have tried to go after Adrian Peterson. Saints got him. They already traded him. They didn't play him. He didn't like to be there. I'm pretty sure if he was on the Giants, they'd be playing him. He'd be running the ball. But not far, because our offensive line sucks. The New York Giants offensive line basically seems like they don't have one, because it seems like Eli Manning gets hit at least 10 to 20 times a game. Sacked maybe on average 5 times a game. Because, one, Eric Flowers, our left tackle, dude, either you're in the wrong position or you just blow at being a left tackle, or blow because you cannot protect Eli Manning. You just get passed by, you just get pushed over, bum rushed, whatever it is. You can't protect our quarterback. And I don't think Jerry Reese or the New York Giants realize that. They keep sticking with him. And honestly, Jerry Reese isn't my biggest problem. My biggest problem with the New York Giants is our head coach. The renowned offensive coordinator that helped Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers win the Super Bowl. He was a quarterback coordinator, offensive coordinator for Green Bay Packers, and came to the New York Giants to be our offensive coordinator. And you know what? As our offensive coordinator, he was great. I liked him as our offensive coordinator. We were scoring we were like the 5th. I think the first year as our offensive coordinator, we were ranked 12th in scoring in the league. As a second-year offensive coordinator, we were ranked 5th in the NFL in scoring in the league. Since he became head coach, our scoring has sucked. And we have one of the most dangerous wide receivers in the league on our team. The New York Giants offense was very predictable last year, and it seems to be very predictable this year. And that boggles me. You're an offensive guru. You're a head coach, and you're calling the offensive plays. Maybe you shouldn't be calling the offensive plays. Maybe give that up to the offensive coordinator. I know you're a guru. I know that's your thing. But it just doesn't seem like you can handle being a head coach and an offensive coordinator at the same time and calling the plays. Because last year, as a head coach, the last few games in that season, we made the playoffs. Yes, we did. But we went 5 or 6 games in a row without scoring over 20 points. As an offensive guru, as a weapon that we have with Odell Beckham Jr., as a quarterback we have, I would say a future Hall of Famer, in Eli Manning, Super Bowl champ, we shouldn't have issues scoring 20 points in a game. And we shouldn't be predictable. Last year, 90% of the time, we were on a 3 wide receiver set with 1 running back and either 1 or 2 tight ends, and in a shotgun. Eli Manning was playing shotgun 90% of the time. When we had 3rd and 1, 2 and 1, 4th and 1, how many times did you guys run the ball? Barely. We needed 1 yard or less than 1 yard, and you go for a pass play. Sometimes it worked. Most of the time it didn't. Because, one, our running backs aren't that good, or we didn't give them a chance to be that good, or our offensive line sucks, or just the plays are very predictable, and our offensive coordinator slash head coach, or head coach slash offensive coordinator doesn't know what to be calling. And going into this year, our offense is predictable again. During the draft, during the off season, we didn't get an offensive lineman that we needed. We didn't get a running back that we needed. Not even through the draft. We drafted a secondary, and our secondary last year was one of the best in the league. We drafted another tight end, which, listen, We don't need help in the receiving core, but we got another tight end. We already have tight end, or we had tight ends that. So what about getting an offensive lineman? What about drafting a running back? Okay, that didn't help. That came from the GM, but you know what? I'm pretty sure the GM talks to our head coach in Ben McAdoo. So my issue is it seems like the Giants aren't learning from year to year how to fix their issues, because our offense is the same as last year. Our issues are the same as last year. We made the playoffs last year by luck. This year, we can't win a damn game. And now, Odell Beckham Jr. is out for the year. Brandon Marshall's out for the year. Harris is out for the year. Sterling Shepard is day-to-day, game-to-game. We still have no offensive line. We have no running game. We still are predictable in offense because Ben McAdoo hasn't changed anything. I'm calling for his head after this season. Either he gives up his offensive calling to the offensive coordinator, or he's gone as a head coach and either goes back to being an offensive coordinator for the New York Giants or just gets out of the organization. I'm not happy with him being our head coach. I had no issues with Tom Coughlin, even though some years we did struggle with him as a head coach. But sometimes, again, we had injuries, blah, blah, but injuries happen in the NFL. But for an offensive guru as Ben McAdoo is, we are very predictable, and we didn't fix our issues from year to year to year. We are same as the year before as we are the year before. Our defense has gotten better, but our defense has also gotten weaker because our offense is struggling. Offense struggles. Less time on the field for our offense, more time on the field for our defense. They get tired, so they're struggling. And that looks bad for our defense, and they're one of the strongest defensive teams in the NFL. Giants, New York Giants, the organization, fix that. Come on now. This isn't the New York Knicks with stupid owners. We got smart owners. We just need to learn to move on and get better year to year. We've done that in the past. Let's do it. This year, it's done with. The New York Giants season for the 2017 season for the New York Giants is done with. It's over with. They're not making the playoffs. Maybe we can get a good high draft pick. Eli Manning, he's 37 years old right now. Going to be 38 sometime next year. And maybe if we can get a good enough draft pick, I heard this year the quarterback position is stacked. Maybe you can get a successor to Eli Manning. Have Eli give his experience and give his knowledge to the successor for the New York Giants quarterback position. And maybe we can also draft and sign some players that will fill in to our offensive line issues and our running game issues. Go from there and sign Odell Beckham to a long-term contract. Give that guy his money. He deserves to be paid because he's one of the best players in the whole league. One of our best players on the New York Giants. That's all I got to say. As I always say, it's a sport. So no matter what happens, we all have to learn to live with it. If you like this video and this channel, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and tell everybody else about it. Come back and enjoy the next video or watch one of the previous videos. Thank you all for enjoying Learn to Live with It Sports Talk.